little or no care, and the older she gets, the more beautiful she gets with time. You could use her as a central focal point in the garden, so you could have a beautiful view from any angle.
I think she looks like Venus.
Yes, she is.
You know, she's absolutely stunning. I think she's going to come with me because she's going in the Working Women's Center, so she's going to inspire a lot of women for many years to come.
Oh, that would be a beautiful home for her.
Perfect. Let's go buy it. Thank you.
With the statue picked out, I'm off to find the perfect stone for my mosaic project.
That's a good color. What is that?
That's a yellow silica pebble called a Oriskany. It's a natural pebble, silica pebble, which is actually quartz.
I like it because of the color, but I think it's too small for what I want to do. I want to make a hand-laid mosaic tile.
So you're doing an exposed aggregate concrete
Yeah.
finish.
So what I'm looking for is something that has good color like this, but I need something a little bit bigger. Even something like that. What is this one?
This is called pine green granite.
Ooh, it's cool. It's got a nice green tone, although I guess the closer you get up, the less green it is. It's almost dark gray.
It's a mixture of white quartz and light green and predominantly darker green granites.
Very cool. Where is this from?
It's from Quebec.
Really? Although this is a crushed aggregate and it has the sharp angles, and I think this is too small as well.
Okay, well I think I have what you're looking for.
Okay, lead the way.
So these are called Mexican pebbles, and based on their name, they do come from Mexico.
They're just kind of boring. I mean, yeah, they're bigger, which is good for laying a tile, but they just look gray.
They're naturally smooth pebbles, and actually when you put them in water, the true color comes out. If you can see.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, that totally makes a difference. What color's that?
One is black and it has blacks and grays mixed in, and the other one is a burgundy red.
Beautiful. So if I put a sealant on top of the tile to give this wet look, I think I can capture those colors.
Cool.
Gorgeous. And then there's two sizes?
Yes, one's a 1 to 2 inch and the burgundy red is 3 to 5.
Let's keep the smaller size in the back.
Okay.
And then I'll go with like the 3 to 4 inch in the red. Perfect.
Great. We'll
Thank
solve
you.
the problem.
Yeah, good choice. I think you're right. These are
Great.
the ones.
With the Green Force team busy at work and the project well on its way, it's time for Marcy to drop by and check on our progress.
Hey, are you ready to see this?
Wow,
Big changes already.
this is amazing.
Yeah, we're halfway there, believe it or not. You'll notice that we've got some elevation changes here.
Yeah, it's gonna make me look taller. Thank you.
I also wanted to point out the wall to you. Okay, it's the peekaboo system.
Yep.
And then remember we talked about the inside of the circle is going to be that vibrant blue. And then this whole section is now going to become plant beds.
You know what? Nobody's gonna want to stay inside.
That's the idea. So coming through here, you'll notice that there's a nice slope from the door to the sidewalk. That makes this wheelchair accessible.
That's great.
Okay, this little wall here, this was never really in the original design.
Right?
The elevation change from the wall to the sidewalk was too big. So we flattened this whole section out. It makes it more usable space, but as a result, it creates a step up into it. And then we'll do all the plant beds around it and still have the center section with the statue.
Yeah, no, it looks fabulous.
Now that Marcy's approved the one design change I had to make because of elevations, I think we can go ahead and start building the patios and putting up the last of the retaining walls. And then we can bring in the soil for the plant beds. And for that, I have a very special ingredient in mind.
We're so happy. We
Good.
can't wait for this to be done.
Well, at this point then, you're going to your office.
All right.
No more peeking.
All right.
The beauty of these worms is they eat garbage.
Okay.
But what comes out the other end is wonderful stuff.
It's amazing how much work goes into a small garden, and as you can see, we still have a lot to do.
The Green Force team and I are transforming a concrete pad into a garden oasis for the Working Women's Community Center. We've begun construction on both decorative walls, the raised stone planter, as well as the interlock patio, all in keeping with my circular motif.
Because I'm introducing circles in the garden at the Working Women's Community Center, I want to continue that motif on the pathway in front of the door. Now I'm going to do that by introducing a round mosaic tile. Basically, all you need is concrete to hold the stones in place. You need your tiles, which in this case are the Mexican pebbles that I've already chosen, and then you have your sealer, which is a water base.
When choosing a stone sealer, make sure you pick one specifically designed for outdoor applications. Not only will your mosaic look better, but the sealer will protect it from the elements for many years to come.
I've decided to go with a sealant that will make these rocks look wet because the natural color comes out. The only other thing you need for this project is a little bit of creativity because that's what's going to make it unique.
As the Green Force team finishes up the stonework, our specially treated soil arrives.
Did you just spray this right on the soil like that?
It's really designed for small plants. That's kind of a tiny bottle.
Because it looks like tea. It doesn't smell like tea. What's in that?
It's got water and worm poo.
Worm poo. That's
It is.
great. I
it
love
is.
that.
Yeah. The beauty of these worms is they eat garbage.
Okay.
But what comes out the other end is wonderful stuff for plants,
gold.
right? Which include things like natural plant growth hormones, and it even encourages good bacterial growth in the soil. It basically helps condition the soil.
Fantastic. That's very cool. So if you leave me enough of that, I'll do all of the beds when they're prepped.
Happy to.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
I absolutely love using primary colors in a garden because it's a shot of vibrancy. In this case, I've gone with the same blue that they have in the sign behind me. I've got it inside the circle. This is what you're going to see first, and it draws your eye right into the entire space. I also like blue and pink, which is why there's lots of pink flowers around here. I think it's a great color combination.
It's that part of the transformation when we bring the green to the garden, and that means lots of plants and trees.
It's amazing how much work goes into a small garden, and as you can see, we still have a lot to do, but the design elements are now in place, starting with my big peekaboo walls. Now I've got one at each end, which really frame the entire garden almost like bookends, but they also introduce the circle theme into the space, which is carried out through different areas in the entire garden, including my project, which may not look like much now, but it's going to look really good very soon. Now, with all my happy helpers, we're getting lots of plants into the garden, and you'll notice that the color selection is very vibrant. That's because I've chosen the colors to match the sign. This is going to be a riot of color in this space when it's all done, and it's going to look really, really full. Something else that's actually finished in this space now is the centerpiece, my beautiful statue. It is a very bright and very happy space, and that's what we're trying to capture here. So this turned out to be a really easy process. All I did was take the mixed concrete and I poured it into the space that I had the guys cut out of the interlock patio, which happened to be a circle, in keeping with my theme. Then I took my Mexican pebbles and I pushed it down to create a pattern. Now I've wet this down a few times and I keep removing the concrete off the top of the surface. That way I can expose all the beautiful colors. And then basically all I have to do is seal it and this project's done. Okay, look.
Oh my God. It's Chris. I'm sorry. I can't believe you've done this in a week. Wow.
The Green Force team and I have transformed an asphalt wasteland into a tranquil, welcoming space for the Working Women's Community Center. We've replaced all the concrete with a beautiful circular raised planter, several stone benches, and tons of tolerant trees and plants. We've also added a splash of color with two very unique peekaboo walls. All that's left are a few final touches, and this space will be ready to show Marcy and the clients of the center.
I'm a huge fan of this little